Hello, this is Christa Brown, and I'm president of the Buenaventura Neighborhood Watch Coalition. And I'm here with Sheriff Deputy Candidate Louis Tony Fernandez, and we're just here to get to know the candidate and for you to be able to make an informed choice. So we're gonna dive right in. Hello.
Hi, welcome to my house.
Thank you. Beautiful house, actually.
Thank
It's
you.
made of wood, people. It's real beautiful. Um, so, what are your credentials for the office?
Before that, ex-deputy sheriff. I'm retired in January 27th, so I'm no longer with the sheriff's office. I retired from it in order to run. My credentials are 25 years combined law enforcement experience between Puerto Rico and Osceola County. Also, in both departments, I did a lot of. I was a detective. I'm sorry, and also being a deputy, I was a trainer for the new recruits, investigate corruptions in Puerto Rico under the umbrella of the governor. So including cops, firefighters, everything has to do with the government, including politicians. So I was investigating the corruptions among the federal agencies, FBI, DA, tax force. We can say that. Here, I was a field training officer. Like I said, give me the opportunity to train the new recruits the way I understand they should be trained, the way they should treat the citizens, the one we serve. And also, I was a farm instructor, driver instructor, and but the one I enjoyed the most was being a trainer because it's the foundation of law enforcement. So you can teach them, how to be a good cop. And being a deputy gave me the opportunity to see the necessities in the county, see the necessity the people has. And sometimes when people get too high, they forget about the law. And also as a deputy, so I see the needs that the deputy also has. And also have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, which I finished my last semester in John Jay College back in '94. So that's a little bit about my background.
Mhm. Well, your platform addressed early a call for community advisory boards.
Yes.
Let's dwell right in and please describe what that's going to look like.
Okay, it's gonna be it's very important. It's gonna be the Citizen Advisory Board. It's gonna be members of the Osceola County, citizens of the Osceola County. You have to live in the county in order to belong to that. And I want a diversity in that group. I want black, white, Asian, even reporters. I want people interest on that, and I'm gonna try to bring first from sectors that we call the Sector 1, Sector 2 police sectors. So that way the citizen have a voice inside the sheriff's office. Normally the police go to the citizen. I want to bring the citizen inside the sheriff's office. So I'm preaching transparency. And the only way to bring transparency is to invite the people to your house so they can see inside the closet, they can see under the rug, so they can see everything, so they can see how we serve. And they're going to recommend change of policies. They're going to recommend anything. They're going to have a voice. They're going to work directly with me. And we're going to have sporadically meetings so we can work as a family. And they're going to be my ambassador to the citizens. So they're going to tell the citizens the new administrations are not the punisher of the citizens. We are the guardians angels of the citizen. And that's what I want to accomplish with that Citizen Advisory Board.
Okay. Um, well, having said that, how do you feel about crime watchers? Are they now obsolete in a way for calls for, the, if we're reimagining our police department and what the citizenry may be calling for, whatever actions, are crime watchers are now a dinosaur?
No, not at all. No, they're necessary. But I think we should work more close to them, give more importance that they've been having in the past. So we need to unify every community that decide to serve the community and help the police. Crime watchers cannot be dinosaurs. They're very necessary. They're gonna have different functions because they're the one gonna be the eyes as well. So even people that belong to Crime Watch, they can be part of the Citizens Advisory Board as well. They're more than welcome. We got to do background because we want people, with a good reputation. We don't want anybody there to try to destroy the good plans we have. But no, Crime Watch should be reformed, so improve I guess, because it's a volunteer program. Sometimes they don't have the importance that they deserve. So I want to bring the Crime Watch to lift it. So let them know that we appreciate what they're doing for us. Because without them, our job will be harder. So no, we gotta work together. That's gonna be an addition to what we have already.
Okay. What would you say would be the number one change you would implement in the first 3 months?
I'm gonna establish the Citizens Advisory Board. This is important. And in combination, I have to leave the morale of the deputies. The morale is very low for whatever reasons, circumstances that I don't want to get to details, but I want to leave that up. Why I want to leave that up? Because saying they say happy wife, happy life. So we have happy deputies, we're gonna have a happy citizen as well. So I gotta treat the deputies, I've always been saying that since day one, with the respect, the dignity, and the decency they deserve and they have earned. That being said, they will have no excuse to treat the citizens when they encounter the citizens for whatever reason in different way. Once I treat them with the respect they deserve and they earn. So I hope, because there's no choice, that trickles down to the citizens. They have to treat the citizens with the same respect they receive from the sheriff's office. And that created unity, a sense of family, so work together. So that's my main goal as soon as I get to the office.
How do you intend to weed out bad cops?
Creating a professional standard office. That office gonna be part of that office gonna be recruiting, training, and internal affairs. All the complaints against the cops, the deputies, it's gonna go through that office. Right now, if you have a complaint about one deputy, and I always put myself an example. I don't want to point out anybody. So I'm a deputy. So I mistreat somebody or did something that it was uncalled for, and that person complains about me, and the person that handles that complaint is a sergeant, your supervisor. But what's the problem with that? The problem is my sergeant could be either one. A very good friend of mine. We all drink together, we're drinking together, we're fishing together. So we hang out of work. So you know what's gonna happen. So he's gonna try his best to squash that complaint. So to save me or whatever and gonna give anything. On the other hand, that sergeant doesn't like me. And the citizen only want me to be aware that I shouldn't do that anymore. So that sergeant tell the citizen, I want you to do a formal complaint and keep pushing that person, so harm the deputy. So to avoid that bias, so the professional standard office is going to be created to that. Every single complaint, it doesn't matter how small it is, how big it is, it's going to go through the standard professional office, and they're going to handle every single complaint. And everything's going to be documented. And it's going to be like a baseball game. You got a 1, 2, 3 strike, so you out. And sometimes you just strike out at the first one because the pain or the complaint, or depends what happened. So we have to investigate, because a lot of people complain just because they want to complain. And I said before, I'm gonna repeat that now, I won't allow any deputy mistreat any citizen. But the same token, I won't allow any citizen to mistreat my deputies. It's a mutual way. It's a both ways respect. So, but everything's going to be investigated, and those are deputies that be identified to be toxic, they have no room in my agency.
What distinguishes your vision from your predecessors, your prior police chiefs? What makes you different?
I guess I'm the only one, to be honest, that been preaching equal justice for all.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard anybody say equal justice for all. And I'm the only one that I think, like I said, I don't know that question they can answer that, but I'm talking about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I see people as a person. It can be white, black, Asian, Hispanic, doesn't matter. I believe we just one race, and that's human race. And I see people as that is. And I've been in high positions before. I own businesses. My dad owned businesses. And in Puerto Rico, when I used to live over there and run a construction business with my dad, it was a big business. Everybody comes to me because it was my dad and then me. He was the president, I was the vice president.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in a position before where I always treat people for who they are. I never look down because I'm above. I see people equally. And I want to bring that sense to the Osceola County Sheriff's Office first. I want to eliminate that division between the command staff and the deputies. We one sheriff's office, one sheriff's office. So we will work together. Even the person that clean the floors, clean the bathroom, the mechanics, everybody belong to that office. They got a function to do. That doesn't mean I'm more than them or they're less than me or they're more than me and I'm less than them. No, we equally. So I'm a unifier, I'm a pacifier, and I treat everybody equally. Everybody's important. Everybody came with a duty to do, and I see people for who they are.
Mm-hmm. Why should the Osceola voter vote for your candidacy?
Because again, I'm the only one who says equal justice for all. I've been proven being a unifier. I always try to de-escalate the problems. I treat people you can ask the people that I arrested through my whole career. Even they love me. Why? Because I treat them with the respect they deserve. They're human beings. Some people get arrested because they made mistakes. Some people are criminals. But once you detain that person, when the handcuffs on, there's no need for more force. Sometimes there's an exception that even people are handcuffed that still try to fight you. Mm-hmm. But that's the exception of the rules. But the majority of the people, they comply. So once you detain that person for whatever crime he committed or whatever stupidity, say like that, committed, so that's it. Check if he needs water. Maybe he needs medical attention. Treat that person like I was preaching. Treat everybody like you want your grandma, your father, your mother to be treated. And once you do that, I guarantee you that we're going to have a better Osceola and a better sheriff's office. That's why they should vote for me.
So I guess you're reimagining policing. Is it going to be more of a not social, but like you said, equal justice for all? And the police officers serving a function and the person that's being detained, if they comply, they will be afforded respect. I guess it's just a new. It's not so much new. It should have always been implemented,
yes.
But it's a new concept for the public to embrace.
Yes, it is. That's the only way we can gain the trust back from the citizen. You know, that's the only way we need to gain that trust back. We're going to have body cams already. Mm-hmm. There's more in-car cameras, body cameras, but that's a good tool. But if you don't have the trust of the citizen, if you don't learn the citizens, you don't teach them that we, like I said before, we are the guardians of the citizen. We know the punisher. And for years, it's been the cops that we the cops, so we rule. No. We're here to preserve the peace, preserve life, and preserve property. So we got to do that with the very humble, but strong at the same time. Don't confuse kindness for weakness. So we have to be strong hand with the criminals. Yes, somebody commit a crime, they're going to pay for it. That's why law enforcement is to enforce the law. But the majority of the citizens, they're good citizens. So we have to change the mentality that every time we encounter somebody, because doesn't have a seatbelt, or maybe was speeding, immediately that person is a criminal. No, you don't know what's the problem that person has. He might get a ticket, he might get a warning. A lot of times it depends on the person's attitude. But what I want to bring to my deputies is always start with respect. Don't go like you're the cowboy, like you're the man. So they already know who you are. You got a uniform. You identify yourself. Treat the person with the respect they deserve as a human being. And it works because that's what I've been doing. And then I guarantee that it will be necessary to de-escalate the situation because in first place, it won't escalate because of human nature reacts how they approach. It's not the same you say, hey, good afternoon, how you doing? And then you explain. They say, hey, who are you? Come over here. They say, oh, who are you to talk to me like that? So people like respect. Now, once we bring that respect, if the citizen decide not to comply with that, so we the deputies need to escalate until we accomplish our job. So it's not that, oh, we're going to be a social workers or, no, we're going to do our job with respect. I got to change the way of being doing stuff so that way we're going to gain the respect, the trust of the citizens as well. Back again.
Okay. Well, you just said something. You're not, the police officer is not the social worker. Isn't there a call for police officers to be more aware of like they're to assess up to the minute the situation they're in? Aren't they called to be?
Of course. When I say we know social workers, I mean that if somebody commit a crime, we're going to refer him to counseling or whatever. No. What I'm saying is we know social workers, we got a job to do. Well, yes, we need to determine in split seconds if that person is mental ill, that person have a mental problem, is on the effect of any influence or any type of drug. And we have to assess in a split second what's the situation we have. That's what I mean by that. But yes, social worker, we do social worker all the time. But I don't want the criminals get confused and say, oh, that sheriff gonna be a piece of cake, we're gonna afford. No, make no mistake. We're gonna be strong with the criminals because we want the citizens of Osceola County and the visitors to be safe. And that's my main concern. My kids in Osceola County. I'm a grandfather already. So we're here to preserve life, the safety, and the freedom of our people. So, but yeah, we need to assess, do training. We got a lot of trainings, so we just keep emphasizing those trainings. And so, like I said, sometimes we got to do split seconds decision. And but the train kick in. It's been proven. You perform the way you train. So that's what's so important, the training.
So you shared early that you were a recruiter. You actually trained the police force or some of the officers that are on the road today.
Yes.
What happens when they go to their prospective employer? There's the St. Cloud Police Department. There's the Osceola Police Department, Claremont, Orange County.
Yes.
And so you actually train those police officers. What happens when they graduate from the academy and they go to their local police office? Yes.
No, I wasn't a recruiter. I was a trainer. It's different.
Okay.
So when the sheriff's office hired new recruits, they had to go to the FTO program, Field Training Officer Program. So I was one of the field training officers. It's phase one. There's 4 phases. Phase 1, so the new recruit, so he got orientation, shooting, training, according with the policies for the agency. Then he go to the field. So he's gonna ride for 30 days with one FTO. That would be me if I got a first phase. So I gotta train him how to do traffic stop, how to do report, everything that we do with the agency, they're gonna be trained. They go with another FTO, second phase. So he can learn from different persons. So we training how to handcuff or improve because they already learned on the academy.
Mm-hmm.
So we're training how to do reports, the agency style report. Every agency got different style, different program. So we're training in everything. Then the fourth phase, it's gonna be 2 weeks. He come back to me if I was his first FTO, field training officer. He would come to me, and then in that phase, the fourth phase, I don't talk to the guy. I don't do anything to him. I just observe. We do the DORs, daily observation report. Then I observe what he learned to the FTO, and under my recommendation, that all FTOs are recommended if the person is ready to be a sole deputy, or if he needs to be extended to get more training, and that's the process. When they decided to go to other agency, every agency got different. Supposed to be the same FTO program because it's by FDLE, Florida Department of Law Enforcement. But every agency got different ways to do and different policies to do enforce the law. So, but my concern on Osceola County, I gotta make sure they got the best training, they got the best equipment, and the best knowledge to, at the end of the day, they can go back home safe to the family. And also when they do the duty, they can save our citizens as well and preserve, yes.
Can you tell us how many officers are employed for Osceola County? Can you just tell us the number?
Well, that varies daily. That number varies daily. When I started 15 years ago, there were approximately 400 deputies.
Okay.
And right now, it's 300 something. And I know we got 50 plus shorter on vacancies.
Okay.
And we need to, like we said, we need to stop the bleeding. We need to recruit more and fill those vacancies. And according to the UCF study, Osceola County should double everything by 2022. Okay. So if we budget for 450 deputies, so we should have 900 deputies in 2022.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. What are the critical first steps have you identified that need to be changed in Osceola County Police Force?
In the police?
Yes. The critical first steps. The first steps.
Let the deputies know that the new sheriff has their back, that I'm not here to get them or to get in trouble. So they know that we're family, that we're gonna work together. Gain the trust of the deputies. That's the first step. Second step, simultaneously, get the citizen trust back. And then, like I said, everything simultaneously, we need to hire more deputies. We need to hire their deputy desperately. We don't gonna lower our standards, but if somebody passed the background, let's say to be in academy, so the academy do a background check according with the FDLE standards. So there's no reason why we don't hire those deputies. So, and I also established a relationship like with the NAACP, and we need to hire diversity because Osceola County is a melting pot. We have here from all over the world. So we need to hire Arabics, we need to hire Haitians, Asians, we need to hire more Hispanic, and we need to hire more Black deputies. There's only, if I'm not mistaken, like 15 Black deputies, 14 around that. So that's unacceptable. So we need to have representation in the sheriff's office of the citizen, because of people identify when people see me. Oh, you speak Spanish? Yes. So I don't speak English. I say, neither do I. They say I don't speak English. Okay, so whatever. So I say, neither do I. And they feel more comfortable speaking their own language. So I want to create that diversity. Not only be Hispanic, no, it's more. Every little group, like I said before, they count. They're important. I don't care if they are 1%, 2%. So we need to have the representation equally in the sheriff's office with the citizens in Osceola County.
What challenges have you identified particular to Osceola County that need reform or need addressing?
Osceola County or the Sheriff's Office?
Well, you can say both if you want.
Both. Okay.
Answer both.
It's basically the same what I've been saying. Is the morale. That's a big challenge. And the exodus that we have. We're training good deputies, and they stay for a year or two, and then we lose them with some of the agencies. And we need to fix that. So I know one of the factors is that I mentioned before in a previous interview is with the Osceola County or deputies statewide, the retirement is 30 years because we're under FRS, Florida Retirement System, is 30 years. So you have a city police, 20 years retirement. So you got this new recruit. Should I go to the Osceola County Sheriff, 30 years? Or should I go to KPD or St. Cloud? There's 20 years. So, and that's a problem. So we need to talk to the sheriff to the county, with the legislator, even with the governor, to see if they can cut it down back to 25, it was before, or even 20 years. And that way, so we can appeal to the good talents coming out. Because it's hard to be an officer this year.
Yes.
So,
yes.
And doesn't matter how much money you pay, it's not enough to put your life for others, the people you don't even know. But when people do that, so they need to be compensated. And other agencies give it 20 years, why we shouldn't give it 20 years as well? So it's a lot of factors that we need to work so we can appeal and attract good officers for our county.
Well, my last question for you: are you a hero?
If you ask my grandkids and my kids, yes, I guess I'm the hero. But I think we all heroes in a way. With every police officer, they're heroes in my eyes. Because like I said, when you wake up in the morning and you go out there and you're willing to give your life to somebody that you don't know. And like I said, you've been trained for it. So when the situation comes, you just react to it. You don't think about it. You just do the job that you've been trained to do. In my eyes, every law enforcement that's out there is a hero.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.